I need some tuna.
Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? Are you ready for cocktails and conversations? With your host, the unapologetic diva, Dr. G, the girlfriend therapist, Dr. Cortina Lewis, and the networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus. Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? This is Herspiration Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Herspiration Happy Hour. This is your unapologetic diva, Dr. G.
This is your networking extraordinaire, Diana Richardson Philippus.
And I am your coach of courage, Shay Walker.
What's going on, ladies? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How's your week?
Listen.
Oh, okay, bring it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, I know that we don't have Cortina, Dr. Lewis here yet to give us a drink, but I was going to talk about one of my drinks that I made up a long time ago.
Okay.
And I can just say it really quick. But there's no mocktail for it. It's only alcohol. I apologize, everyone, in advance. This is a vodka spritzer, right? So you can get your choice of vodka. I like Sky vodka personally. That's my favorite. And you get Verde, sparkling. What is Verde? It's like a sparkling wine.
Yeah.
So personally, I like the raspberry or the apple. So you fill your glass up halfway over rocks with some vodka, and then you spritz it with the Verde. You guys, it is the best thing ever. Just try it. I know it might not sound that good, but it really is delicious. And I call that my vodka spritzers.
Is it sweet?
Depending on what type of Verde you use, I like either the raspberry or the apple. It's not overly sweet, though. It just has like a hint of the flavored taste to it, and then like a nice fizz. So it's almost like a little vodka soda, so to speak. So.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
Listen, I got a little tale about Verde.
Say what?
I said I got a little tale about Verde. I'm just
What about Verde?
When I was 18, I had Verde for the first time. My very first mother-in-law, she bought it for New Year's. And why we always say New Year's? It's New Year. Anyway, she bought it. And honey, that thing had me in a chokehold for a good little while. But I sure got 2 babies off that Verde. I'm just saying. I did because I would drink the whole bottle. I like that stuff.
Verde is underestimated. Okay, Verde be hitting. Okay, Verde be hitting. It be straight hitting. And it's been around for a minute.
Yes.
And it's low budget too. Yes, y'all. It's low budget. It's low budget. It is. That's from my Philly days. Okay, understand me.
$3.99.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
$3.99. Well, it's $3.99 now. It used to be $7.99.
Right.
It's $3.99 right now.
Wow.
Well, depending on the size bottle you get. Because they have it like in the smaller bottles, and then they have like a large, like a real champagne looking bottle of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of that, how's your week been? Last week from a Thursday to today, or this week so far. It's Wednesday. We're kind of at this hump day.
The day is humping. The day is humping.
Yeah.
The day is humping. The day hump at work. I'm a hump when hubby get home from work. It was a good hump day. I guess it's a humping day.
I guess that we just gonna hump then, hump.
Yeah,
hump, and
hump. I was sharing with Diana before we got on here, like the last few days, I've had like a stomach virus, and it is like been killer. Yeah, it's been. I'm still struggling. Like even holding, I had a little bit to eat, and I'm feeling a little nauseated, like it wants to come up. So it's been a rough few days. But you know,
You have any salt?
of course I have salt. I have pink Himalayan salt.
I don't know if that worked. Just get a little bit. It helps a little bit with the.
I have wine glasses that's made with Himalayan salt. It's an antibacterial salt. It's right here.
Yeah, just put a
I
little
just-
salt under your tongue.
Salt
To
and
help with
lime,
the
actually. Salt and lime.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just put some lime into that salt glass and just lick the
Yep.
glass.
Yep.
Okay. I'm okay.
It'll help with the nausea a little bit.
Well, I'm not going to be on screen licking a shot glass that's made out of wow.
Oh Lord!
And you know,
Well,
ginger
girl, just
always
go-
settles your stomach. Ginger.
Yeah, I've had that.
Okay.
But yeah, the struggle has been real, but I'm not going to let it keep me down. I've still been pressing on the best I can. But yeah, other than that, I'm getting ready for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week.
Look, in further news, I am down. Your girl is down officially. I had my doctor's appointment. That's why I was running in here like that. I'm officially down 50 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, she real
Amazing.
sexy. Oh, she real sexy.
You know what? Well, you were sexy with the 50, so cut it out.
I couldn't afford to lose 50 pounds, so I commend anyone who can.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
I
real
can stand
good.
to lose some, but 50 will be like, where are you?
Exactly.
Hello?
The
Is
win.
she there?
So this is it. I reached where I want it to be. I achieved my goals. I feel so much better. I feel good. Booty and thighs thighin', you know, legs legging, hips hipping. That stomach though it's on flat.
Well, child,
Yeah. Boobs sitting right. I'm just feeling real womanly, you know. I just love it here.
I like it. I like that.
Mm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Are you keeping it up? Like, what's your goal to kind of keep where you're at? Since you said you reached your goal, so like what now?
So I've completely fallen in love with my regimen, and this is not the first time that I've done this regimen, this eating regimen, and this fasting regimen. And so when I'm here, once I get here, I'm good to go because I love to eat healthy anyway. I love eating raw I love eating raw vegetables. My protein source is usually lamb and bison or fish. But it's real easy for me to be here because I enjoy vegetables and fruits anyway. And so like I'm in my favorite place to be. Yeah.
So a lot of fruits and veggies.
Yeah, lots of fruit and veggies and fish. Okay. But mainly just fruit and veggies. Like right now, I'm having some tuna and English cucumbers and an apple. Delicious. Yeah.
And we're having lovely KFC. With mashed potatoes and biscuits.
I don't know what I'm having, considering
you're not having nothing.
Yeah.
You having a ginger ale and some sleep.
And like saltine crackers.
I actually might do. I might make me a little bit of toast and put some peanut butter on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know about the peanut toast. Yeah.
Why not peanut butter? Peanut butter kind of is like it's like a coater. You can coat.
I don't know.
Got some cinnamon and honey. Let's spruce it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Cinnamon and honey with peanut butter.
With peanut butter.
They call it the Elvis. It's a place called Grain and Berry. Have you had that when you've come to Florida?
I've heard of Grain and Berry. I've never been. But I've heard
so
of
they have this toast called the Elvis, and it's just toast with peanut butter, and cinnamon and honey.
It actually sounds good to me.
I mean, you know what? I'm not being funny, but they actually charge you for toast with peanut butter, honey, and cinnamon.
Yeah, $3.
Oh, okay. Now $3.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's $3.
Okay. I was gonna say okay because if you was about to say, oh, you know, yeah, it's
no $3.
But it's like warmed, right? Like is the peanut butter warm and.
Yep, the toast is nice and toasty. Still gives you that little soft, not too hard, but firm with the peanut butter. It's really good. And you can do it with peanut butter, almond butter, and they use you can do almond and Nutella.
Oh, I don't know why I don't like Nutella.
I don't like Nutella either.
I don't know what it is, and Nutella just tastes very generic to me. For some reason. I don't know. I'm just not a Nutella person.
I tried it and was like, it's an immediate no. It was just an immediate. It was no for me. Like no. I like peanut butter, but my nieces, they are well, they can have nothing. But my nieces, the poor babies, they're allergic to peanuts. They're allergic to everything. God bless their soul. Like my babies ain't never had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
How old are they?
Now they are 7 and 8.
It's this new generation. I don't remember.
That's what I said.
When I was growing up. It's the food, the quality of the food here.
These kids are allergic to every damn thing. I don't recall people coming up being that alert to bees. I do remember, a lot of kids, especially some of my cousins, being allergic, like they couldn't get stung by a bee but like food, we was just eating. We were eating well.
And was at the table eating until you was going to eat it all. You was going to sit there until it was gone.
But I bet you they wouldn't be allergic to half the things they're allergic to here in another country.
Oh, that's true, because like I'm allergic to eggs, so I don't eat eggs here, but I can eat eggs away because they don't have if there are no steroids, no hormones, no anything, then fine. But yeah, I can't eat like the eggs that they typically sell in the store unless they are organic with nothing in it. Just eggs. And I always know
these eggs are set up right now. Ain't nobody eating no eggs, okay? They too expensive.
Oh, well, they're not something that I buy all the time, so I won't.
Yeah.
I don't ever really
like eggs. We like eggs, but we get
quality of eggs too. That's the thing.
Yeah. Everything has changed.
Well, you know what? So since we're talking about change, let's talk about, just building a village. And we're talking about friendships and relationships that are good for your mental and emotional wellness. That was the conversation for today. People who actually bring value into your life. And oddly, I do have, and we kind of talked about this a little bit last week, talking about friendships and relationships, about the different generational the generations between each one of your friendships, like by age, so this one is just a little bit different, because when we're really this climate right here, you kind of need an outlet. So, but there is such power in having a village. And, I always say, I break that stereotype that, one, Black women can't be friends. 2, you can't have a big network and it be genuine. I'm blessed to say that I do have a wide network of women who I would actually call my friends, that, that inspire me, empower me, uplift me. I do think that they are in pockets. So they have their own, and then there are some that I brought together and then they became friends. And so it widened our network. And so I want to have this conversation. Well, Cortina, of course, wanted to also have this conversation, just because there's such value when it comes to your mental and emotional well-being. And, you have your prayer warrior friends, you have your friends that you talk to all the time that can put you in your place. You have your friends that's going to keep it real with you. But the way that we show up in our relationships have to feed our souls. So I would like to get what, each one of you ladies' perspectives on that.
Well, I'm glad that you led with that the title of it is A Village, because, that's one of the things that I say all the time, is that it takes a village. It really does. When I think about that, like, it's so funny when you say, you have pockets of different friends, and while the relationship and the connection and the friendships are there, different friends.
Different friends tell you that that should have been a little bit more stable over there. What is going on?
It's been falling all day. All day it's been falling. That's just the enemy trying to keep me from this conversation. Okay, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus right now. I'm not even gonna worry about her. You just stay right there since you want to keep falling. Just stay there. Just stay there. But dang.
You was talking about the different pockets of your
Different pockets of friends. And so, you got that one friend, right? That, or I like to say, you got that friend you can call, that's that ride or die. Like, look, we got a situation. And they like, where we going? I'm on my way. And you got that other friends. I have a couple of these, the accountability friends that can pull up on you real quick. Like, now, Diana, I love you, but you're wrong. Okay. You're wrong. And I know you may not want to hear it, but you are. Then you got your prayer warrior friends.
Shay Walker.
Come on. That you can call them and they go in immediately into prayer on your behalf. They intercede. And it's a beautiful thing, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I will honestly say that there's just value in each type of friend. It really is. I think that for me personally, I'm blessed to have a variety of friendships, as well as, I want to say, acquaintances as well, right? Some acquaintances, maybe we're not best friends, right? Mm-hmm. But we still serve each other in a certain way. And that says something too, in terms of network, right? Because all of us together, we are stronger together when we have those bonds, right? Like, I could go on and on, then I start getting mushy, but that's it. Go ahead, Shay. I'm gonna let you take it while I worry about this thing back
here. So I think I know I mentioned this during another season when I came on as a guest, and we talked about friendships, and I love the way, like, I think I told all of you that God has moved all of the old away from me. And as time goes, I understand more and more why. Everybody can't go with you. And I went through this mourning phase of, oh my God, I thought this person would be here forever. I thought this, I thought that. But where I am now is I am appreciating how God has been very, like, the intricate details, the little things, the things that allow me to just be Shay. Like, I had to rid that spirit of rejection from that little girl, all those things back then to who I am now. There's just me growing up spiritually and emotionally. But who he's put in my life today versus who has been there is so very different. It's very, very different. And I love the fact that I am these new people that are coming. The relationships don't have to be 20 and 30 years old. And these are the relationships that I had to, I actually had to mourn. But the new relationships that I'm building, interesting enough, they have more value. They like, y'all some grown women. And I'm able to get different things from each of you while not having to go put myself dim my light or pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't have to force myself to fit in. I'm not, that's not the thing for me. I can be Shay. Y'all know Shay gonna laugh. Y'all know Shay gonna dance. Y'all know I'm gonna tell a joke. I'm gonna talk about sex in inappropriate places. Like, I'm gonna do all those things. But I tell you what, shed a tear. Let me know that your foundation being rocked, and I'm sure going straight up on your behalf. You know this about me, and that feels good to me. That's soothing. So while he's still building, I know that he's still building and putting people in different places in my life. I love how he's establishing the foundation in the new relationships that are forming. And interesting enough, one of the relationships that I shed, we had 38 years deep. We were 38 years deep. I'm talking about from little babies. And we're not friends, or we're not in each other's company anymore. And it's been this way for 8 years now, because she was really, really upset that I was forming relationships with her friends, people that she was bringing me around, and they love my energy. They just love me as a person. And they're always saying, hey, where's Shay? Where's Shay? And she really took that personal. And she said, these are my friends. They're not your friends. You should only be associating or communicating with those people when I'm around, not when I'm not around. Until this day, we're no longer communicating. I thought that was very immature. And so now that I am in this different realm of building relationships and having God put the right people in the right place for me, I can see the difference. It's clear as day. You know, like, I'll just talk about you three ladies. I met Cortina and, you know, Diana, I met you through Pam. But Pam was already even in my mind, I remember one day thinking, like, how she got so many damn friends? How is there so many? But what I loved and what I thought to be so profound is that there's such balance. And she's so intentional about the people that are in her inner circle. And she's always her. She's never, and I'm always paying attention to people and their behavior. I'm looking to see if you're going to switch up, because, you know, we're always looking for things. I'm very observant. And while I enjoy being in her company, I was, for a little minute, I'm still watching, like, I'm going to see, is she going to switch up when she's around this person? Is she somebody different on this one? No, she's Pam. She's highly educated. Okay. She's very, very friendly, but she'll get your ass all the way together real, real quick, with the quickness, you know. And being able to see her move in that, it created this space of giving me permission to just be authentic and not shrink back when going to different places and being in different company, because sometimes I would, you know, get quiet. I would be a little quiet when I'm invited out. I get a little quiet. I observe and I look at people's mannerisms, and you can instantly feel energy in the room when you walk in the room. I've known since I was a little girl, like, I bring a light to the place. I do. When I walk in the room, my energy, that's just who I am. That's just how God created me. If y'all gonna be mad at him. It ain't my fault. But and I've never understood why people take that so personal when people naturally gravitate to lovable, like, people. I never understood that. So being in this type of season, being able to see genuine, authentic women, smart women that are able to sharpen each other, but also pick up the phone and tell me you need to bust a move at 3 a.m. You can call me for that too. What we doing? What we on? What time we on?
Right.
You know what's going on while I'm on my way there, but I'm in the car.
Yeah, like, what we on? Like, what we on? Like, I gotta wear flats or I'm putting on pumps. Like, which one? You know, how we coming?
Or getting a prayer oil.
So yeah, I really appreciate what he's doing. So I went through that season of kind of feeling lonely with shedding all of the old people. I mourned really hard because I just really thought these people were going to be with me forever, right? But when I realized God moved those people and put fresh fire, you know, the kind of fire that I need, where I can be sharpened and have my mind stimulated and my thoughts like, you know what, have you thought about this? Did you think about that? You know, it's very refreshing, and I love it here. So the circle is still very, very small, but I look forward to what it's going to become. Yeah.
So Cortina, what about you? What is it about building a village that ties to your mental and emotional wellness, just as a woman as a whole? Why is this important?
Because different people give you different things. I always say different friends hold keys to different parts of my heart. And I always stay with that, because depending on what I need at that particular time, I have some friends that aren't necessarily very spiritual. And then I have some like super dope. Before you can even open your mouth, they're already going to be interceding on your behalf. They're going to be giving you whatever it is that you need. And I feel like in friendships, you need that balance. You know, I would say 90% of my friends are very protective, not just of me, but also of my daughter as well. And so she doesn't necessarily call my friends like Miss whoever. Those are her aunts, you know, and they do whatever it is that she needs. And so I absolutely love that, especially before I got married, being a single mom and needing to call on people and for whatever it is, how they support us, and I'm not just going to say me, but supports my entire family, not just checks on me, but checks on the little ones, my husband, how everybody is doing. As it feels good to be considered, right? Even through the busyness of life. I don't care if it was 1 month and you just said, oh, I'm just checking on the family. That still means a lot, because it means that in life's busy spiral and whatever it is we have going on, you just sent the quick text. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out conversation. And I appreciate my friends because they realize that they don't have, you're not putting pressure on someone to meet a friendship expectation that might not be realistic. I can't talk to you every day. I don't even like talking on the phone. So I'm definitely not going to do that, right? My family got me a shirt that says, you know, we all had cousin shirts. Mine was the never answer the phone cousin. So because people know that there is no expectation or no attitude or no shade that comes with that. They know you, they appreciate you, they love you, they support you no matter what it is. And I think that it's great to have different calibers of friends who can speak to different parts of you. You know, some you may need some humor a little bit. Sometimes you're like, you know, for this particular issue, because they're married, I might go to them for it because they can understand and relate a little bit better. I'm not going to bring that to my single friend. And then during, you know, singlehood, you know, I want to go to my married friend about this is what's happening. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't want to acknowledge you're married right now. I want to just talk about me and my singleness and all of the whatever it is that I have going on. And you're talking to other single people who can get it. And so I think just it's like a mixed bag of nuts, right? You don't know if you're gonna get a cashew, a peanut, a
Raisin.
Cashew or a peanut.
whatever you pull out, that's what you need for that moment. And being able to have a repertoire of friends that you can call on that are genuine, that are true, that are not in competition with you, that want to see you win despite what they might be going through in life, you couldn't ask for better. And so I would say the village that I have, the tribe that I have, they're just amazing, and they let me be me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%. I do. I love that too. So then, you know, like, how do you navigate making new relationships to grow your village? I mean, and it's terrible because I do see where some people say, oh, I don't want any more new friends. I'm not going to expand this, or, you know, especially around New Year time, new year, new me, no new friends. You know, so you hear a lot of those, a lot of women speak about that because some of them have had bad experiences within their village of friends. So how do you like navigate growing your village to grow it and it be healthy? Because they say, you know, what is it? Your wealth is like, what is it? Mental wealth is your network. Your
net worth is your net
Your
worth.
net worth.
Your mental net worth, or whatever that is. But I believe it's true. I think a lot of my sanity, sometimes, you know, I'm able to bounce you know, vent and all of that to certain friends, or depending on what it is. I do have friends that I can call for different things. Like Cortina says, you know, you got to make sure when you reach in the bag, you pull out the right thing. But I also feel like there's nothing that I can say to anyone that's close to me that is going to get back out. I think that, you know, that things are sacred within my tribe. But how do you navigate those waters to grow your village?
I would say, I was going to say, I believe in things being organic. I don't go out searching for new friends, right? If it happens, I don't stop it because I'm saying, oh, no new friends. No, if it's genuine, I'm going to be like, oh, they're cool. Let me be around them a little bit more. Let me really see how they are, how they operate. Oh, does this energy connect with mine? And if so, the door is open. I'm not going to limit myself to say I'm only allowed to have 5 friends. Because if that was the case, I would not have connected with Diana. I would not have connected with Shay. I would not have been able to do that. And sometimes it's so funny that Shay, she would just send me a text out of the blue, and it'd be something that I needed that day. I don't know how she felt it or whatever. I know there are sometimes me and Diana ain't talked in a month of Sundays. I'm like, girl, I have a dream. This is what, it's just different things that you feel. And if I would have had the mindset like, no, we just gonna be on this podcast. I'm just gonna be like, oh, hey, see you when I see you, and just be over here because I don't want to open myself up. I would have really lost some amazing connections with some amazing ladies, right? And so, just like you, Pam, when the person who we shall not mention connected us together, it could have just been very professional, which in the beginning it was. However, we on our own built a relationship outside of that, and look at what it has blossomed in these years later. And so I think just allowing yourself to be open, allowing yourself to be organic, allowing yourself to be genuine, that's how you cultivate strong friendships that are not forced. Because if I go to this event and I say, I'm looking for a friend, you might find the wrong one. That might not be the friend you need to be connected to.
You took the words right out of my mouth when you said open. You have to remain open because you really never know. You can't be closed off. You have to have, your heart needs to be open to whatever it is that God has for you, because you never know where your next blessing, is coming from. So if you have a closed heart and you're like, I don't know. Because y'all know people like that. Okay, y'all be, oh, she cool, but I don't. You're really doing a disservice to yourself, right? Because you never know. Just be open to the possibilities. I mean, look at you guys.
Yeah.
Pam and I.
I don't even, it was so random. Like
it was weird as hell. But it was so and Pam is like a sister. Like, we have like a sister thing going on here, but it was like from day one. I mean, it was
nothing but we was at a conference. We met at a conference. It was, I don't know, it was so wild. And we didn't know her. She didn't know me. And we was doing the wildest shit.
Yeah, we were.
I was like, what? Who is?
And it was just, she was at the bar. I'm at the bar. I was like, are you here for the conference? Yes, I'm here for the conference. What's your name? I'm Diana. What's your name? I'm Pam. And from there,
we was cutting up. Like
acting a damn fool.
Not even doing much. We literally just cutting up naturally, being ourselves, and we connected and stayed connected. I asked you
at my house some weeks later.
I stayed at her house. It just was what it was, and we've been sisters ever since.
She get me together, I get her together. She cuts me out sometimes.
Sometimes, but I also have to tell her to get, especially when it comes to, now I will say for mental health purposes, I really am pretty balanced. So Diana will just run and then be like, I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. So then I have to be, I try being like, well, you probably really do need to rest and this, and then come up with all kind of excuses. So then I have to turn into like a different friend and be like, girl, if you don't sit your ass down, go get you some sleep or whatever. So, but that's what friends do. It's like, you know what, you can't keep running yourself in the ground. You cannot keep working. And I'm so just like Cortina, I know that if I text her, sometimes she'll hit me back. It might be a month later.
Look, I have come to being accustomed to that, because at first,
but if it's important, if you
Cortina, like,
yeah,
no, if you send me a little indication, sometimes most of the time charge it to my head, not my heart. Because I be running. Like last week was crazy. I had one client that was arrested. I had another client who heart stopped. I had another client who was Baker acted. Okay, so it be happening.
Your phone, it gives my OCD so much anxiety.
It gives me anxiety.
I can't, because when you look at her phone, like she has all of these like hundreds of unchecked text messages.
I don't know how you do it. And that would drive me bonkers.
And I'm just like,
because if I open it, it's gonna get lost in the shuffle. So when I make a mistake, and it happens to me with emails, and I hate when I open the email from my phone and I
Yeah.
can't keep it as new. But when I go to my computer, I can leave it with the blue bubble because I have to remind myself to go back to it. But sometimes with text messages, you can't unopen them. So it's open,
Yeah.
it's gonna get pushed to the back, gonna get lost in the shuffle. But with emails, and I try to do that because I have 7 different emails. And so much stuff is coming through from different areas, directions, that I just be on what do you call this? Device overload. And so I appreciate my friends like y'all understand and you don't hold it against me. But if you in a pickle, if you send me a message like just like if it's just like a call me or something that gets to me, I will stop whatever it is that I'm doing, long as I'm not in the middle of a session, and I would definitely reach out to you, call you, let you know what it is that you need.
Now that's true. She does do that.
I got a question for y'all. And I know Pam don't curse me out because I know we've had this conversation already, but I really want to take a deep dive because Shay, you hit on it, right? When you're talking about friends that you've had, like, like long-term decade friends where you've pretty much outgrown each other, right? Like the friendship is no longer what it is, and you've pretty much mourned that friendship. Well, I've had that happen to me. I remember even being on the podcast a couple summers ago talking about, and it's weird, right? But it finally came to a head where we just can't, we can't. And there's another friend that I have, is really 2 of them that I had been like teetering with. And I think that, or not even think, but when you think about friends, right? Because we're constantly evolving, as women, as professionals, just being a human being, you're supposed to be evolving. Let me put it that way, in life. But when you have friends that don't necessarily understand the evolution of you and are not willing to accept you as you're continuing to grow, how do you really handle that? Because right now I have a friendship. We've been friends for a really, really, really long time, like a really long time. And, my life has been changing. We used to run the street. I mean, I'm being real, like, run the street, we were young, doing young things, and then I met my husband and my life began changing then. And I remember we went through a rough patch then, because I started prioritizing my relationship with him. So no, I can't do the same things that I was doing with you, because now I want to be a wife. I'm just going to keep it funky with y'all. Like, I want to be a wife, and being a wife doesn't necessarily mean, no, we can't kick it, but no, I'm not out here looking, y'all get where I'm going. I don't want to be too. So we went through a rough patch with that. Got through it, right? But it's always been this like, I can't verbalize it. Really, I can, but I don't want to say it. So let me just say that. I'll just be honest. I don't want to say it, but I want to know what you guys think. And we're in a space right now where it's like, okay, I call her, or I have called her, and she's a little negative. She's a lot negative. She's just negative. And I haven't heard from her in a long time, in like a month. And I remember when I cut my hair, she made like a comment to me that was like, now, you have to like my hair. I don't give a shit. Ooh, see, I'm not supposed to be cussing. I'm on a fast, but I don't care. But it's long story short. What do y'all think? Because I don't even know. Because I'll start stumbling over words. Because I hope she's not watching. Because I don't want. Nobody knows who she is. Some people that know me will know who she is, but I just don't know how to handle that. She didn't tell me happy anniversary. I haven't even heard from her, and I'm offended.
So I'm gonna sit this one out.
That's why I didn't call and talk to you about it, because I already know.
I know I'm gonna sit this one out. Because you say the same thing about me. So I would like to hear what the other two ladies will have to say. I mean, for one, it probably wouldn't be good coming from me anyway, because you always talk about that level of me. I'm just
I know what you're going to say, and I hear you.
I downgrade pretty quickly, but I also don't have false expectations about how people should be towards me. So, but you and I've had the conversation, so I feel, some other ways where it comes to that. But I just want to get the other lady's perspective.
You can go ahead, Shay.
I feel that our relationships truly reflect our emotional health and stability a lot of times. Most of the time. I love the 4 agreements, Don Ruiz.
I do too. I have it right
and here's the thing about the 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best, right?
Yes.
Isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're always trying to do our best.
Yeah.
It's super important to understand your emotional capacity. In managing your emotional capacity, you create boundaries. You set boundaries. I am not a person that is welcoming to anything negative. Being pessimistic, a negative Nancy, that's just not my jam. Yeah. I automatically am unattracted and turned off in every form and fashion. That's not the company I choose to keep. That's my boundary, right? And so, and I've had to navigate this type of boundary with a very intimate relationship, hence my mom. And interesting enough, because of my boundary, it's helping her evolve emotionally. Because we in this to the end. We ain't have no choice. We mother and daughter. But right. In order to dwell in a certain space with me, there are certain things that I'm not a gossiper. I'm not one of those people that do all that jaw jacking and talking about people. That's just not my job. I don't move like that. That's not who I am. I'm one of those people. It's a vault. You give it to me and it's safe there. I don't even care that we dwell in the same circle. It doesn't matter. If Pam entrusts saying something to me, even just on a vent or whatever that looks like, guess what?
That's what it's going to say.
Because I talked to Diana doesn't mean, and you can straight up say, well, Shay, have you talked to Pam and did she blah, blah, blah? I was like, yeah, I talked to her. Well, no, we ain't talk about it. I'm that person. I'm going to tell you, I will lie to you. I will lie. I'm letting you know right now, I would straight up lie to you. Don't ask me because that's just not what I do. Now, in an open setting, if Pam says, well, I told Shay, and then if Diana goes, well, Shay, I asked you, well, guess what, Diana, my expectation of you is to be emotionally stable enough to realize you shouldn't take that personal. You should look at that as a trust pattern. You should be able to identify it as a trust pattern, right? And so sometimes we also have to just take charge and say it's over. You don't necessarily need any more red flags and no light bulbs going off to let you know that the season has ended. You just simply have to go with it, because sometimes we tend to overstay our welcome in places when God is slamming the door. He done bust your kneecap open and you still trying to keep your heel in the door, trying to leave space for somebody to dwell. The season ended, baby. Let's just be okay with it. And the thing that I've learned about grace too, God will give us grace, and we just have to be, you have to accept that when you discern it the way it is, accept it for what it is. And sometimes communication and conversation just ain't necessary. Let the chapter end, let it close, because that's God's gentle way of saying it's over. Now, when we start trying to overextend our stay, our welcome, then we end up getting hit with tragedy and drama and things that end up hurting. And so sometimes you just have to say, okay, you know what? Let it go. Let it go. You just got to let it go. It's okay. And here's the thing. This is the beauty about growing up and maturing spiritually, emotionally, and physically in all relationships. The season may have ended in this season, but who's to say after that person carries on and continues to evolve and grow up and mature in the ways that they need to grow, that you may meet at the fork in the road again. But if you don't take it personal.
Right.
It's okay. I don't have to cuss you out to end the relationship. We don't have to, you just
Well, I
don't
don't do.
have to
I'm
have
not. I
all
don't
that
do none
kind
of
of,
that.
but a lot of people that how they say, like,
It ends on a
yeah, you
negative,
just
a
got to end
frenzy
on this
of,
dramatic
yeah.
theatrical thing. No, sometimes accept
It just
God's
is what
grace
it
and
is.
peace and let you, hey, I'm still praying for you, because connectivity, the power of connectivity is this, that I know you. Like Cortina says, I love the way she said, you know what? My friends just accept me for who I am. I understand Cortina's workload. I'm not going to take it personal if she can't respond to me. What I am going to do is I'm going to instantly pray that God continues to give her the emotional and mental capacity to do the work that she's been called to do. And if she can hit back, she will. And if she doesn't, I don't take that personal. I understand my role. I don't take things personally. And if I'm not, number one, I'm not going to be in anything with anybody that's not real for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. I just don't have a lot of me to spread around with people that are not genuine about me. So with that being said, when I recognize that the season has ended, I'd be like, I love you. Go in grace, just go in grace, let it go. But I ain't gonna feel no type of way. I don't take it personal no more. It's not personal. It's just not personal. People are going through their own hell. Okay. And they're dealing with their own lives. And I can't help you navigate that if you don't want me there. And I'm not gonna force entry to
Oh,
dwell.
well, I don't force no friendships.
Yeah.
That I don't do. But I have just been in this particular situation. It has been up and down for a while. And Pam, I think I have even discussed this with you years prior about this person, and most certainly Tara, which that's my roadie right there. But she's just been a difficult friend, but she's that friend. I'm sorry, I just got a notification. She's always been that friend that's like a little bratty sister that just doesn't want to grow up. It seems like to me. I'm just very attitudey, but I had distanced myself. Like we hadn't been talking every day. Like it hasn't been like that. But when my life took a certain turn, it was just something with that. I'll just put it that way and table it right there.
So I do something in my practice called the triple T, trouble tribe therapy. And it's therapy for friends, right? Because we put a lot of emphasis on relationship therapy, but friendships are a relationship. And if we can forgive this person 100 times, our partners, our dating partners, why can't we even go the extra mile for a friend? Because sometimes losing a friend is more devastating than losing a dating romantic partnership, right? Because you shared so much. Sometimes you share more with your friends because they've known you sometimes longer than the actual person that you're dating. So what I would say is we can't assume that people know what you're feeling. You can say, well, I talked to them 100 times about this. Okay, but that might be true. But if you haven't said it this time and you actually put a boundary in place, they're just going to continue to encroach on that boundary because they don't even know that boundary exists. So have I been able to communicate to them where I am, where I stand, how this impacts me or affects me? And then we create a plan for moving forward so that neither one of us continues to feel this way. Now, something else different may come up, but then that's the opportunity for us to be able to have that conversation again. And so I think it's very important to have conversations about friendship expectations. Because you may have a friendship expectation that works for your 10 other friends, but that might not work for me. And so if I'm not meeting that expectation because your other 10 friends are able to meet it, you're going to think I'm a trash ass friend because I'm not able to show up the way that your other 10 friends are. But you never communicated to me what the expectation was so that I could be able to communicate to you. Yes, I can do that.
No, I can't do that.
I can do this, but I can't do that. Like that's a lot of pressure on me. I ended a 15-year friendship. And when I tell you, like this was her opinion meant so much to me. It was codependent also. I promise you, there was a rumor out there that we were lesbians. That's how close we were. Like we were on each other's life insurance policies. Jesus. We were everything. And I noticed when different life turns out, and would I say she was jealous? No, I don't think that was it. But when my life started to take a different direction, sometimes people don't know how to grieve losing that version of you.
That part.
So that's what you have to realize. And I'm not saying that you don't have to put distance in there, but you also have to extend some type of grace that the relationship that they had with you is potentially changing and how impactful that may be for them. Not making an excuse for them, but being emotionally in tune enough to say, you know what, this is not just about me, but if this is this friendship, yes, I'm doing what I need to do, but can I have the conversation with them where one, they would have to be honest about this is difficult for me. And it's okay if it's difficult for them. We're going to navigate this water together. But that wasn't something at that time that I was able to do with this particular person. But we stopped talking for a while, and now we'll, check on each other via, texting, especially when my health got really shaky and everything, because I still want the best for her. I still care and have concern, but the way in which we were friends, because there was certain personality characteristics that just didn't mesh and we were growing in different directions, I had to be okay with that. And that bothered me for a long time. That's why I never used the term best friend anymore. Because I said, I don't use that because I don't have best friends. Now I may in a song, if it's in a song, that's different, but I don't label anyone my best friend because that was my best friend. And so best friend title ended when that relationship ended. And so I have close friends. I have sister friends. I have, my spirit sisters. I have things
Sister
like
warriors.
That. My tribe, my inner circle. Those are the titles that I carry now. But I think it's extremely important to make sure that you are able to communicate what it is that you are feeling, not in a judgmental way, and using I statements. When this happens, I feel this.
I think that I'm beyond that with her, though. And I'm not trying to, it's been going on for so long with her.
Well, that's because you let it go on that long, too.
I just feel like I'm a little over it, if that makes sense. I love her dearly. Like when I say I love her, I really do love her. But I can certainly love you from an extreme distance and
that
still
might be what
want
you have
the
to
best
do.
For her.
Because if it's been going on for so long, you have to also
going on for too long.
What's my part in that, and why didn't I stop it sooner? Why did I continue to allow this? Why did I continue to allow this? Because we teach people how to treat us. So if I continue to allow her to come in, go out, do this, do that, you enabled that behavior. So that's why you continue to see it. So if the cord needs to be cut, again, you know what? For where I am in my life and for my emotional peace, I am going to gracefully, disconnect from the level of friendship we have now. And I'm going to repurpose this friendship in a different direction. Yeah. And so that may mean downgrading to associate, or we're just reshuffling the type of expectation we have for one another.
Yeah. I downgrade pretty quickly. I eliminate too. And I think maybe I probably need to go to therapy because I don't grieve relationships I let go of. I absolutely do not. I think my gift of goodbye is like on 100. Once I'm done, because I think I'm a very patient friend. I'm very communicative, so no one can ever say they don't know how I feel. Might not always come out really nice or tactful. However, I'm very upfront, especially when I feel like I'm being disrespected, I'm being violated, my boundaries are close to being tread upon. But my friends know that about me, but I'm glad I have mature, grown folks in my friend group. I have accountability people in my friend group, so I can accept when I am wrong. I can be able to explain things. But when I just don't give a damn, my cutoff is a cutoff, and I also don't feel like I owe you a reason or any kind of explanation because I'm choosing to dissolve or downgrade a relationship. I'm just not. I feel like I have energy. I don't carry I don't have the energy or the bandwidth. I got 1,000 things to do. I'm not going to take concern with how you feel anymore, because clearly
You don't care about how I feel, right?
I don't care about how I feel, but I'm also not into telling grown people how to treat me.
Ooh.
I can show them better, because I show up differently. So the way that I want to be treated, that's how I show up for my people who are close to me. But,
so like I said, with even with a dating relationship, right? Just because you know that this person is no longer relevant or good for you and your mental health and your position, if someone, and not everybody has to grieve relationships. If I'm grieving a relationship, I could be grieving the future that we will never have. It has nothing to do with you, but it's the position that you played in my life. If you were a part of all the highs and everything, in my mind, you are a part of all of these different places. I can grieve that we will never have that anymore. Has nothing to do with me wanting you in my life or not, because I know that you don't belong there anymore. But just as when you break up with somebody, when I got my divorce, I knew damn well I did not need to be with this person. But what I did grieve was my daughter's going to have a broken home. She's not going to have a mother and the father and the same. So it had nothing to do with him. But there are parts of relationships that I can cut you off, we don't even have to speak again in life. But for my own side, like, God damn, we had some good times. I might grieve the good times we had, because guess what? Those good times with you, we will never have again. And so that's almost like if you're married to somebody and you get a divorce, there's going to be a little bit of grieving period. Even if I don't care if that person beat you down, knocked you out, cheated on you a million times,
beat you down and knocked you out,
because you created a life with this person. You slept beside this person every night, possibly. Even with friends.
Yeah.
They might know stuff about you. They probably still gonna take it to the grave, because that's the type of relationship you have, even though you're not in each other's life, where, dang, Morgan lost the auntie. So it's like, she had a relationship with that person outside of me and that person's relationship, right? And so some relationships, depending on the level of it, even when that relationship ends, you may still feel something. Again, that don't mean, dang, I want them to come back into my life. No,
I feel that.
And I understand what you're saying, but I'm just reflecting. Maybe in the past, I would have probably felt that way. But for some reason, I literally just, not that I don't have the capacity, because I probably do. I just don't give energy to that. I don't be like, oh, and I don't know if I reminisce where I feel like, damn, I missed that, where I grieve it. No, I just like.
You don't even have to reminisce. The song might come on and be like, "Dad, I remember when we was at this weekend doing that. God, no, like that was a good time. That was good times." Now,
I can remember different things and having a good time with people, but it doesn't change where I grieve it at all. I feel like, damn, we had a good time, but I don't grieve that good time because I'm too busy making new memories with the people who.
I also think that you have to figure out how you're defining grief. Because it's not like the loss of a death of a physical person either. So because grief is an umbrella term, like how you're defining it. Because sometimes people say, oh, they're grieving, where they crying, depressed, got tissues, all this other kind of stuff. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that, you're doing that, or you're even sad about it. You can be like, damn, I'm disappointed that this person turned out to be how they were also. And I'm still never talking to them like, God, dog. I really thought they was down for me. But then I found out that they weren't. When you find out somebody betrayed you, the person who we shall not name, I grieve that because I never would have thought that person would have done that to me, right? I don't ever want to talk to them again in life. They can do whatever can happen to them. I don't wish bad on anybody, but they're not even a thought spectacle in my life. I don't consider them at all. However, when I think about the messed up situation, I'm disappointed. That's a part of my grieving, like that.
I think I get to that point before I sever relationships. I think that's why my disconnect is a little bit different, because once you show me who you are and I believe you, I process that then. Like, I know goddamn well this is fucked up. So I gotta let you go. And after that, poof.
And
There,
I'm
see,
80/20
I'm
with Pam.
so I have
I'm
like
80/20.
a
I'm
soft,
like,
like I give my friends, especially these two, the one Pam, you know who I'm talking about, the one that's she's gone now. I mean, and it that one hurt me. Like that hurt me what she did. Like I was hurt. I'm not even going, I still think about her, but I'm just like, damn, we could never be friends again. Like she could come to my house and ring my doorbell. And I'm not saying I would be nasty to her. You understand what I'm saying? Even though, I mean, wish she did, but anyway, um, it would still be the same energy. Like, nope, nope, because when they show you that they're really not a friend, it's that part. Like, damn, all of these years, and you ain't shit. Sorry, I'm not supposed to.
But that's, you know what? Let me ask a question.
Mm.
And see, this is the formula. We have to walk through things, because I'm a lot like Pam when she said, "Hey," because I've processed things in the relationship before I derive at my, you know what, this is it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like this. I don't have to walk the plank for anybody, because I know I'm 100. I stand up in it. I stand on you can take my word is as good as gold. You can take that thing to the bank. I'm by your side. I'm just one call. That's all. Like, I'm all those things. But you keep doing little things, right, that grow this big thing. And I'm very communicative. So I'm going to talk, and I'm going to try to talk to you and explain to you and express to you. Now, once I've reached my capacity, once I disconnect, I done moved on to the next thing. I'm good. And I'm one of those people, I don't look behind me. God said he will shed a light upon your path, the path forward.
And forget
It's
those
dark
things
back,
which
it's
are
dark back
behind you.
here. So why on earth would I want to go try to searching around for something in the dark? I know I follow the light. I'm going forward. However, there is those things that Cortina's saying, like those things that you'd be like, I cannot believe. Did you really? For real? Because I'm still like 38 years in with somebody. And I'm only 8 years out. Now, am I good? Am I okay? Absolutely, I'm good. But emotionally, think about where is the emotional expectation. Have you seated this person in this space in your life, and when they don't show up right, you become so disappointed, so angry, so hurt? You had an expectation that was unrealistic. We are all growing up. We are all maturing. And my timeline of maturity is not going to look like your timeline of maturity. Right. And so in that, you have to identify that you have your emotional expectations set way too high for another human being. We're human, and we're having human experiences, and we do things. And that's why God said, forgive. Forgiveness and grace is so important. But just because you forgive and you grant grace doesn't mean that we have to sit down and break bread with each other. Your expectation simply could have been way too high. I remember I used to broken people just naturally gravitate to me. They naturally gravitate to me. And here I am trying to fix everybody. And before you know it, my language is, well, I've done this and I've done that. And it's not that I'm trying to remind you of all the things that I've done, but I have. Well, guess what? You were doing it with somebody that didn't have the emotional capacity to reciprocate anything that you were doing in the first place, because you showed up trying to save them. And you wore yourself out investing in something that was already impossible. You can't take on broken assignments and then assume the victim role and go sit and waddle in the victim seat, because you self-assigned these things to yourself. You did that. Well, your expectation was too high anyway out of the gate. So I don't have an expectation from people anymore. I just expect you to be
I don't.
And be respectful. Just respect me, and that's it. That's all I expect from you. Just respect me.
So
even reciprocity, we use that word too loosely, reciprocity, because just because I'm able to show up for you in this capacity doesn't mean that you can meet me where I am, but you can show up for me differently over here. And that is reciprocity. So it's like giving money, lending money. God said, be a cheerful giver. So if I loan Diana some money, guess what? My expectation is not just for, it's not that I have an expectation for Diana to give me the money back. Maybe Diana can go work on a website or something, or do some logo. Like, it's, create your bartering system in your relationships, because you can quickly become super disappointed when people can't do what you did for them. That's my point.
So let me say this, I never have, not in many, many years that I can even go back to, maybe in my 30s, maybe. Like I said, I had to learn how to be a friend, but I think one of the things that I believe in is, I don't believe in expectations, but I do believe in corrections. I'm gonna correct you when I feel like you've disrespected me, because you can't really, to me, you can't disappoint me, because I don't have that expectation that you're going to show up the way I show up. I don't have this expectation that you're going to do whatever I need you to do. But unless you tell me, hey, I'm going to do this for you, then you would disappoint me when it goes way left. I don't mind a little bit of disappointment. Like, okay, yeah, but when you totally go around and you like fuck up things that totally impact where my money is being spent, we have an issue. And I'm going to have that conversation with you. But that's the thing. I don't always feel like I need forgiveness, because forgiveness is never really for the other person. Because some people can say, I'm sorry, or will you forgive me, and not really mean it. So I'm good on that. But if I'm telling you, here is how you disrespected me, here is what you did, and this, that, or the other, and you can't understand that, I don't expect you to be like, oh, let me change. But again, I feel like I'm too old to be telling you how to constantly treat me. I'm not going to do it. So I have one time that I'm going to tell you, maybe twice, but that third time, we're not going to have this conversation anymore, because now I know how you choose to show up. So guess what? I'm choosing not to show up, because that's not the energy that I need in my tribe.
Amen.
I just don't. So I think we need to, it's not, having expectations is okay, but that's like putting people on a pedestal. And I'm not willing to do that. I sit on my own, because I'm imperfect, and I say that I'm imperfect, but I'm going to show up. I'm just going to show up authentic, and what you see is what you're going to get.
And Pam and Diana know I don't let stuff bother me. Life is already stressful enough. I don't get caught up in anything. I remember me and my friend Villian, we was going to the Beyonce concert. I drove from Mount Dora to Miami. Their concert and then back. I hate being, now my pet peeve is being late. I don't like being late. That's why I like one place by myself, because I like to be on time. But the schedule kind of got backed up and everything. And she was like, dang, you ain't even gonna let me eat. Girl, get in the car and eat. We got to go. She was like, oh my God, you're so militant. I said, I'm not militant. I said, we can go separate.
Why you sound just like her when you say it? I can hear Villian say it.
And I'm like,
I can hear her.
And it's not like and she was like, I'm mad at you, friend. And I was like, okay, you can be mad, but I'm still gonna love you anyway. Like, even when people get annoyed or frustrated, I hear you, but I'm not gonna be frustrated with you. I'm still gonna love you. I'm still gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna hold no grudge. I'm not gonna be like, ice this person out, because I'm gonna still be who I am. You can be mad. I can hear you. I may agree. I may disagree. However, I'm not gonna let something like that make me get upset and ruin my day or whatever. I just go on with it. And I don't know if it's because I'm dealing with emotions all day. I see life is huge and everybody got stuff going on. And you know what? At the end of the day, I tell myself, in 2 weeks, will this matter? If the answer is no, why is it in the way? Will it really matter in the grand scheme of things? If something were to happen right now, would I want my last interaction with this person to be negative? Because people are dying every day. Yes, you never know. And so if this person, if they really mean a lot to you, one thing you're going to do is you're going to be much more willing to have a conversation. You're going to try to make it right if it can be made correct, right? Because it might not be able, and we don't force anything, but we just communicate our side. And let me move on to the next moment in life, because I don't need to disturb my peace. If your peace is disturbed, let's figure out how we can talk this over, work together. If I need to support you, whatever it is, because especially where we are now,
Yeah,
we all need somebody to be
Yeah.
a shoulder. And it may be those different nuts of friends that we're pulling out, but I don't be caring about nothing. People, even when I don't know why. People's like, oh my God, I think Ortina's gonna be a bridezilla. People couldn't get the dresses. I said, I don't care, just have a black dress, okay? Long as it's this material. We got pregnant people, we got people who dressed in fit. Look, this was the dresses. Y'all can pick from them. Some of those dresses, because the pregnant people had to get her, especially men. I don't care. They was like, you really don't care? I don't give a shit. I don't care. As long as it's black. The only thing I care about is my program. That is it. What y'all got going on? Who cares? Flip this side, flip that side, whatever. Whatever shoes, long as they're black and strappy. I really didn't have a huge ask for my friends because life is hard enough. I ain't trying to make y'all life harder at all. And so I just believe in rolling stuff. My grandma tell me I'm a duck because I just let stuff roll off unless it's affecting me like to its core. And I don't know, maybe because I've also, had life-threatening things where in the bigger scheme of things, none of this shit don't even matter. It doesn't even matter.
No, you're right. I love that. And that's a very true statement because life is life and for us all. And we really don't know when our time is up. To be frank, we don't know. And to be honest, I just don't want to be around anyone that I know doesn't have my best interest at heart. There's so many people that I don't know that don't have my best interest at heart, that are plotting and planning shit, the trick of the enemy out here in these streets. I don't want anyone around me that's operating like that. And this almost said her name, but which I won't do. But this person, no. And it had nothing to do with expectation.
Mm-hmm. Well, all very great points.
Amen.
We've passed our time.
Oh,
We're definitely past our time.
you did that.
I know. Always good conversations. So, Shay, where can everybody find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at The Coach of Courage or www.thecoachofcourage.com.
Diana.
Oh, let me stop promoting Coca-Cola because they're not sponsoring us. You can find me at Diana Richardson Philippus on all social media platforms. You can also find me at DianaRichardsonPhilippus.com. And please be sure to follow EWE Inspires. That's Empowered Women in Power. Oh, and see y'all at WBNC next Saturday, the 22nd. Lord have mercy.
I know.
Jesus, it's coming.
I know. Dr. Lewis, where can everybody find you at?
The Girlfriend Therapist on all social media platforms and the Noir Center for Intuitive Healing and Counseling.
So speaking of really quick, I think it is so great. And I never even thought about like friends having therapy sessions together. Man, can you imagine some of the healing that can come from those things? So I like that. You can find me on all social media platforms that I am Dr. P. Gurley. I'm just link in my bio has my link tree, and you can see everything that I'm doing. I will see you, all of you ladies, next Saturday at the WBNC. And of course, you can always follow the Herspiration Happy Hour brand on all social media platforms at Herspiration Happy Hour. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, like always, we will see you back here next week, same time, same place. And you know what, y'all? I'm so glad we're having these conversations because I still want to mention that it is Women's History Month. And I think that, these are relevant conversations so you can build your village to find your tribe, because, this month is not only important, every month is important for your mental health and your mental wellness. Mm-hmm. See you all next week. Same time, same place.
Cheers.
This is Herspiration Happy Hour.